Broadcasting live from the Albay PIO News Center, providing you the most exclusive news update from all over the province. This is News at 12. News at 12.
In the local scene, the provincial government of Albay has concluded a 3-day workshop finalizing the schedule of market values held from April 15 to 17, 2026 at Hotel Central. The activity gathered municipal assessors, focal persons, and members of the Provincial Assessor's Office Technical Working Group to align data from a more accurate property valuation system. Governor Noeli Rizal underscored the importance of initiative, citing its role in strengthening local revenue generation and governance. Participants completed key components of the schedule of market values to ensure uniform implementation across local government units. The provincial government is set to proceed to the next phase of valuation process following the workshop. Organizers said the updated framework is expected to support fair taxation and improve delivery of public services. In other story, the PIO Memorial District Hospital will conduct a free circumcision caravan on May 22, 2026 under the province-wide Albay in My Heart initiative. The program will cater to around 50 male beneficiaries aged 12 years old and above to provide safe and accessible medical services. Hospital personnel will perform the procedures following established medical standards and safety protocols. Officials said the initiative aims to promote public health and reduce the financial burden on families. They added that the caravan is part of an effort to expand essential healthcare services in underserved communities across Albay. In other news, the local government unit of Kamalig has broken ground for a new drying facility in partnership with the Philippine Center for Post-Harvest Development and Mechanization to improve crop quality and reduce post-harvest losses. Mayor Carlos Erwin Baldo Jr. led the ceremony for the Drying System 1 shed, which aims to strengthen the municipality's agricultural productivity. The facility will give farmers access to mechanized drying systems to increase the market value of their produce and improve climate resilience. OIC Provincial Agriculturist Darrell John O. Buen Consejo said the project will support farmers' economic stability through improved post-harvest management. Local officials said the initiative reinforces efforts to integrate modern technology into traditional farming practices. The project is expected to contribute to food security and support sustainable livelihoods in Kamalig's rural barangays. In the national scene, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. authorized 46.22 billion pesos for nationwide projects to accelerate the country's economic development. The Department of Public Works and Highways will utilize these funds across 17 regions to improve connectivity and create jobs. Key programs include the maintenance of national roads and the strengthening of bridges to ensure safer travel for everyone. Budget Secretary Rolando Rolly Toledo officially released the funds on April 15, 2026 to guarantee that construction proceeds without any delays. This massive investment reflects the administration's commitment to providing modern and reliable infrastructure for all Filipino communities. In other story, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. reaffirmed his commitment to helping Filipinos navigate the economic challenges triggered by the ongoing Middle East conflict. He discussed these relief efforts while reviewing a national transport subsidy program during an inspection at the Araneta Center bus terminal. This specific initiative offers financial backing to public utility vehicle operators to ensure steady operations and discounted fares for the commuting public. To provide further relief, the administration continues to implement mandatory fare reductions on trains for students, senior citizens, and persons with disabilities. The President also ordered a substantial reduction in the prices of diesel, gasoline, and kerosene to help lower the daily expenses of all citizens. In other news, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. officially pledged to bring former lawmaker Saldico back to the Philippines after he was reportedly detained in the Czech Republic for immigration violations. The President ordered the Department of Justice and the Department of Foreign Affairs to lead the talks with foreign authorities to make sure legal process is handled correctly. A special group of officials will be sent abroad to manage the necessary legal steps and ensure that the former congressman returns to answer for the accusations against him. Some critics and lawyers have expressed doubt about the report because the Philippine government has not shown any photos or videos of the arrest, and foreign officials have stayed silent. Before hiding, Saldico left his job in the government and shared videos blaming the president for corruption, but Marcos has repeatedly said he had nothing to do with the issues. And in the news outside the country, following the enforcement of a strict naval blockade, the U.S. destroyer USS Esperance fired upon and seized an Iranian cargo vessel named the Tuska after it failed to stop despite repeated warnings in the Gulf of Oman. This intense confrontation took place against a backdrop of severe geopolitical instability in the Strait of Hormuz, a critical global shipping route that has remained virtually closed throughout the 7-week conflict between the United States, Israel, and Iran. To halt the defiant ship, the American military directed the crew to abandon the engine room before disabling the vessel's propulsion with gunfire, allowing U.S. Marines to board the ship and secure control of the scene. Officials confirmed that the Tuska was a known target under existing U.S. Treasury sanctions for previous illegal activities, representing one of 25 commercial vessels that have been forced to turn back or divert since the American blockade was established. Ship monitoring reports revealed that the cargo vessel had departed from Malaysia and was navigating near the Iranian city of Chabahar on its way to Bandar Abbas when the U.S. military intercepted it to prevent the breach of the blockade. In other story, despite President Donald Trump ordering U.S. negotiators to travel to Pakistan, Iranian state media has confirmed that Tehran currently has no plans to participate in diplomatic talks, while tensions between the two nations remain extremely high. The diplomatic stalemate has been significantly worsened by the recent forceful seizure of an Iranian-flagged cargo ship by the U.S. Navy, an action that has prompted furious threats of retaliation from Iranian officials who view the ongoing blockade of their ports as an illegal and unreasonable act. Global financial markets have reacted sharply to the lockdown or breakdown in communications and the closure of the vital Strait of Hormuz, causing oil prices to surge as the world remains uncertain about the future of energy supplies passing through this critical waterway. While the United States is sending a high-level delegation led by Vice President J.D. Vance to Islamabad to push for a deal, President Trump continues to threaten Iran with severe consequences for their infrastructure and their refusal to surrender their enriched uranium stockpile. With a 2-week ceasefire set to expire, both nations appear locked in a dangerous standoff that leaves little room for a peaceful resolution regarding their ongoing military conflicts and their deep disagreements over nuclear capabilities. And in the news outside the country, President Donald Trump has officially sent a diplomatic team to Pakistan for urgent discussions while simultaneously warning that he will destroy Iran's power plants and bridges if a nuclear agreement is not reached soon. These high-stakes negotiations are happening just 3 days before the expiration of a 2-week ceasefire that paused the intense Middle East conflict triggered by American and Israeli strikes earlier this year. A major point of disagreement involves Iran's large stockpile of enriched uranium, which President Trump insists must be handed over to the United States even though Iranian leaders refuse to surrender what they call their legal nuclear rights. Tensions have escalated further because Iran continues to block the vital Strait of Hormuz in response to a U.S. naval blockade, leading to dangerous maritime incidents where ships have been fired upon or threatened by military forces. In preparation for the arrival of the American delegation, security forces in Islamabad have established numerous checkpoints and restricted traffic across the city to ensure safety during this critical and uncertain diplomatic mission. That's on News at 12, April 21, 2026. We'll be back tomorrow for more news updates. Thanks to our news writers Angelo Ignacio, Naomi Ruth Hernandez, and LJ Lurejo. And on the technical side, Chad Bobis. And our Provincial Information Office OIC, Marty Gonzalez. And under the supervision of our Governor, Noeli Rosal, I am Greg Hallare. Thank you for subscribing. Albay in my heart.